So oftentimes I think we sit around and think the client has all the power. And they have a lot of power, but they don't have all the power. They have as much power as you're willing to give to them. So if you're concerned about certain things like the schedule, the budget, maybe they're asking for something that would be fairly tricky to do given the budget, you need to address those up front. And that way we can act like adults and professionals and run a real business and talk about these things versus dealing with it after the fact and kind of griping about it later. There's a really great line in here from the Win Without Pitching Manifesto here. Let's get a shot of that. By Blair Enns. He talks about this. He says, you know, a lot of times we underbid projects. Think about your client when they call. Are you anxious to pick up the phone? Or are you grimacing and trying to avoid that call? And oftentimes, it really is directly related to the budget. So a client that's asking for lots of revisions and needs a lot of hand-holding and customer service, and you're feeling bad about that relationship is because you've charged too little. But if a client's going to pay me $1 million, you can call me as much as you want, you can bug me as much as you want, because I'll take care of it. Because it's worth the trouble. You got to start thinking about, unfortunately, the exit scenario. We all go in with all the hope and optimism, which is really great, but we have to think about how are you going to separate. If you can bring the conflict up front and have that conversation out in the open, you can sleep at night not worrying if this is ever how it's going to play out when it falls apart. Because eventually partnerships do fall apart. Nothing is forever, so you have to start thinking about that.